I'm in the galactic hub of the industry of human happiness. You are welcome here, whether you're a pauper or a prince. I want to stack the odds in your favour so you have a fabulous 48 hours in Las Vegas and then go one step beyond into the Nevada desert. The fun starts at the airport. McCarran's shiny new Terminal 3 opened in 2012, and if you can't wait to start gambling when you get off the plane, well, there are 1,600 gaming machines in the airport alone. Your stretch limousine is probably waiting downstairs, but it's well worth popping out here because Las Vegas reveals a glimpse of what the city has in store. With Paris located just opposite New York and Mandalay Bay along the road from Luxor, the geography of Las Vegas can get confusing. To help you understand how the city fits together, I've hitched a lift with Captain Josh Thorne. Thank you, Captain.
Welcome, let's go do some flying.
A chopper hop is the ideal way to get a sense of the billion-dollar boulevard that draws almost 40 million visitors a year. Blink and the city changes. Las Vegas is constantly reinventing itself. The resort hotels flanking the Strip jostle for attention. 8 of the world's top 10 biggest hotels are in Vegas. The tradition for hotels in Las Vegas is that they're demolished after a decade or two, imploded is the local term, to make room for something bigger and more dazzling. But El Cortez is the great survivor. It's been here, same place, same building since 1941. There is, though, a new twist. Across the road, a tired old motel has been transformed into El Cortez Cabana Suites. Come and have a look. Hello. Any calls? Let's start in the bathroom, where there's a huge shower and his and hers sinks. Or indeed, his and his, or hers and hers, or if you're like me, staying on your own, yours and yours. Big, bright room, everything you need, nothing that you don't. Oh, and the best feature of all, they actually paint the walls to match the colour of the shirt you're wearing that day. Of course, Las Vegas is a city of superlatives, so instead of a modest downtown property, you might prefer to check in on the Strip to North America's biggest single hotel, the MGM Grand. How big? Well, you could stay in a different room or suite every night for nearly 14 years. The MGM Grand is a couple of decades old and it's just had a $160 million refurbishment. Luckily, you can still, if you time it right, stay in a Grand King like this for under $100. By the way, signature palette in all these rooms, tangerine and bronze. I haven't got any shirts that colour. If $700 a night is more your style, let me introduce you to my terrace skyline suite. This is one of the few places on the Strip where you'll actually get a balcony. Come and have a look inside. Stylish, slick, sophisticated. No, not me, the look of the 21st century hotel room in Las Vegas. Now, given the many attractions outside the MGM Grand, you might be surprised to see how much demand there is for spacious and elaborate places to sleep. But those of us who've been coming to Vegas for decades know that when you cross the city limits, your appetite for indulgence increases. To see how this city is carved out of the middle of the Mojave Desert, what you need to do is take the lift 108 floors up to the top of the Stratosphere Tower. It takes 37 seconds going up and the same down. But there is an alternative. To experience the highs and lows of Las Vegas, it's easy. All you've got to do is step off a platform 855 feet above ground into thin air and see what happens next. Ha ha!
Here comes Simon in 3, 2, 1, go!
I'm sure I'm saying something really interesting here. I just can't remember what it was. Perhaps if you can lip read, you'd be kind enough to let me know.
Oh, hello. Oh my goodness me.
What was it, Simon?
It is an extraordinary experience because once you step off, you actually want it to go on forever. You're just seeing this dazzling city in the middle of the Mojave Desert while travelling at 50 feet per second. It's just absurd. Why would anybody do this? New Zealanders, it's your fault. You invented it. And I'm very glad you did. Hee hee. The gambling capital of the world was created on the flashy effects of helium, argon, and in particular neon, which lit up the dark Nevada desert. Today, the city pays homage to the amazing signs that lure tourists here, who in turn help to pay the biggest electricity bill on the planet. The best way to shed some light on the city's neon history is to take a hike along Fremont Street, downtown's main drag. Street lighting arrived in Las Vegas only a century ago, later than most American cities, and the locals have been making up for it ever since. I think the best signs are actually off the main drag, Fremont Street. I'm outside a parking lot on 3rd Street North, and this, in 1961, was the latest flame. Aladdin's lamp has survived for nearly half a century, which is rather longer than you might if you choose to eat at the restaurant behind it, the Heart Attack Grill. Just to give you a small flavour of the place, it says cash only. You might expire before the check clears. However, there is one way to get your quadruple bypass burger for free. All you've got to do is weigh more than 350 pounds. That's about 25 stone or 160 kilograms. And to make life easy, they've put a set of scales here on Fremont Street. And let's just have a look at the scores on the doors. My goodness me, I made it. Oh no, the cameraman's on here too, and so that's rather excess baggage. Oh dear, only halfway there. To end the neon walk, there's Oscar's Martini, and next to it, the city has put up a sign just in case you've forgotten where you are. Time for lunch, which is a good 20 paces from here. These people behind me aren't just standing around, they are in the queue for the best place for lunch on the run downtown. It's Le Thai. It's just hidden away on East Fremont. And the great thing about it is that I can jump the queue because I'm on my own, and that means I can probably get a seat up at the counter. I've gone for the beef and vegetable stir fry, which along with a long cool lemonade comes to under $10. By the way, they're going to ask you how spicy you want it on a scale of 1 to 5. Go for 1. After that chunk of Chiang Mai teleported to downtown Las Vegas, you can cross the street to The Beat, a coffee lounge where time seems to have stood still since about 1970. You can riffle through the vinyl, catch up on some reading or your emails, or just sit and wait for someone like Bob Dylan to walk in. This is the closest that Glitter Gulch gets to Greenwich Village. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's the motto of the Mob Museum. Honest. The Mob Museum is deftly judged, explaining the fascinating history of organised crime, but stopping well short of glamorising the brutality of the mob. Meet the Chicago typewriter. You'll find out why in just a moment. This is the Tommy gun, favoured by both gangsters and the police. Sounds like a typewriter making some bullet points. It's not real. So what sort of people come to the Mob Museum? Well, you know, the usual suspects. Don't smile. The Mob Museum opened on the 14th of February in 2012, the anniversary of the St. Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago in 1929, in which 7 mobsters were killed in the most bloody single incident in organised crime history. Mike Doria was deeply involved in creating the new museum. He told me more about the mob and law enforcement in Las Vegas.
If you look at Las Vegas, there's no denying it that the mob was a very big part of Las Vegas. If you look at the title of the building, it's the National Museum of Organized Crime and Law Enforcement. We thought it was important to showcase both sides. So we're not glorifying the mob here. We're telling an important piece of history, but we're doing it from both sides, the side of the mob and the side of the law.
Game, drink, music, the bar with the interesting name of Insert Coins. Come and find out why. Insert Coins goes back to the 80s, to the computer games you may have grown up with.
Yay!
In Insert Coins, as in Vegas in general, it's all in the game. And along with your beer comes a controller, so you can play on the screens above the bar. Other games are available on the strip. The games people play. I've come to the Mix Lounge at the top of Mandalay Bay Resort for two reasons. The first one is aesthetic. I reckon this is where you get the best possible view of what happens when humanity takes indulgence to its ultimate conclusion. The other one's a bit more pragmatic. Get here between 5 and 8 during happy hour, and a beer is only going to cost you $5 for all this. Even though the ocean's 250 miles away, it's worth diving into RM Seafood. RM stands for Rick Moonen, the celebrity chef from New York and a campaigner for sustainable seafood.
We do not serve anything on our menu that is endangered or going to be extinct because of the way that we treat it. So if we're consciously doing something, either destroying its environment, capturing it in the wrong way, capturing other fish inadvertently, or just overfishing it, we don't put it on our menu. We're about delicious. I'm here to show people that you can be responsible and it can taste fantastic as well. I've been in Las Vegas for 8 years now, and a lot has changed in that time. 3-star Michelin chefs are here. That's happened in the last 5 years. I would venture to say that the top 10 restaurants in Las Vegas could compete with the top 10 restaurants anywhere in the world.
I'm really torn between simply appreciating this visual, aromatic masterpiece and eating it. I'm afraid the feast wins. I can resist, as I think Oscar Wilde said, anything except temptation. And I'm in Las Vegas. Perhaps you've been down at the end of Lonely Street, maybe living in Heartbreak Hotel, or you've struck lucky with a holiday romance and you've decided to tie the knot. Well, Vegas is the place for an instant wedding with a little celebrity flair. Going to the chapel, going to confirm that Las Vegas is the most romantic place in the world. Turns out the king isn't dead after all. What do you add to a Vegas wedding?
I add excitement, entertainment, and I get them to forget about the fact that they're getting married, and they relax and enjoy themselves and have a great time.
I've been invited at very short notice to the very short notice marriage between lovely Sarah and Eric from Washington State.
Today is a very special and beautiful day in your lives today.
As well as me and Elvis, Eric's mum's here too. All you need for a Las Vegas marriage license is a passport or driving license and $60.
I now pronounce you as husband and wife. You may kiss your bride, Eric.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my dreams come true. If you don't have the time or inclination to walk all the way down the aisle, you can get married in your car in a drive-through ceremony at the wedding window.
I pronounce you as husband and wife. Adrian, you may kiss your bride once again. Congratulations.
Other wedding venues are available, such as the Springs Preserve, just 3 miles west of downtown, where you can take a walk on the wild side of the city through a desert oasis, which helped to put Las Vegas on the map. Maybe you'll be amazed by the backstory of this ultra-modern city, especially if you talk to Nathan Hawkes, archaeologist at Springs Preserve.
You know, we're a city of nearly 2 million people, and we have an incredible array of natural areas, including the Springs Preserve. And to get away from the Strip and see the rest of the city is something that many people don't do because they don't realize that all of this is here. And that's one of our goals here at the Springs Preserve, is to draw people off the Strip and educate them more about the Mojave Desert and living in the Mojave Desert and all the struggles and all the successes that we've had living here. Just giving people a different perspective on what Las Vegas is about, a different perspective about what the Mojave Desert is about.
The early settlers of Las Vegas might not recognize the place today, but they've left plenty of traces that are now conserved in the Springs Preserve. The buffet is an essential part of the Las Vegas dining experience. Now, that might conjure up the idea of mass-produced food piled high, but that's not how it works here at the very sophisticated Cosmopolitan, and in particular, the Wicked Spoon Buffet, where I'm just off for Sunday brunch. The feast looks tantalising, but first, a word from the chef de cuisine, Gerald Chin. What makes the Wicked Spoon Buffet different?
Our philosophy and our theme here is we'd like to serve tapas-style dishes where we can still give a variety of different styles of ethnicities or cultures in their cuisine with our own twists, and it just gives our guests the ability to try multiple different dishes and not be overwhelmed.
Time to see if my eyes are bigger than my stomach. I've grazed at many Las Vegas buffets in my time, and they can be a touch, well, industrial. Not here, where flavour and texture are perfectly pitched. When visitors to Vegas aren't eating, drinking or gambling, well, they're probably shopping. And if you want to spend in style, the experience here at Crystals is dazzling. Here's the general manager, Farid Matraki.
Crystals, you have a collection of all the luxury brands that usually you find in most cities like London, Paris, but you would never find them in the same building. You don't have to go anywhere else. You do your shopping here. We have the best selection, we have the best stores, and it's a great environment to shop in. It's a beautiful building, architecturally is a beautiful building, the service is amazing. The building was designed from outside by Daniel Libeskind and from inside by David Rockwell, two unbelievable architects. So when you come here, it really doesn't look like a shopping center, it looks like a museum. For window shoppers, it's just a pleasure to come and visit it.
The transport in Vegas is excellent. There's a monorail running up and down the Strip. The bus services are very good, and there's plenty of taxis to bring you to places such as here at New York, New York. The Resort Hotel with its very own roller coaster, which cruised into Vegas in 1997. A couple of numbers. At its fastest, 67 miles an hour, it almost breaks the Nevada speed limit. To be able to ride, you have to be at least 4'6" and be prepared to be shaken, not stirred. Feel those G-forces. Now I know what it's like to be a fighter pilot. You get fantastic views of the Vegas skyline if you can keep your eyes open. The thing is, some of them are upside down. According to thousands of visitors each evening, on the hour, every hour, the Son et Lumiere in Fremont Street is the best free sight in Vegas. Las Vegas is where the world goes to extremes, a place that exists only because enough people want to have dazzling experiences. Yet beyond the limits of this singular city lies raw, empty, magnificent desert. Tomorrow, I'm hitting the road to try to show that Nevada days can match Las Vegas nights. However enamoured you are of Las Vegas, frankly, it would be ridiculous not to explore further afield. Just half an hour's drive from the city centre takes you from the suburb in an instant to the raw and beautiful American Southwest and Red Rock Canyon. It's wonderfully cool up here. I'm at about 4,000 feet, and it gets even higher if you take the 13-mile scenic drive that winds through Red Rock Canyon and shows Nevada at its most elemental. After the intensity of Las Vegas, it's wonderful to come out here and feel a sense of release as you encounter these wide open landscapes. And you can put yourself right in the centre of your very own road movie through America's great outdoors. To make the most of your desert experience, you could talk to an outdoor recreation planner from the Bureau of Land Management. And here she is, Kathy August.
Red Rock Canyon is an amazing area because of the mountains and how they're formed. And they create these interesting little oasis areas with water and then wide diversity of plant life, some of which actually you only find out here in Red Rock Canyon. This is a very popular place to do a number of activities, from hiking and enjoying the scenic outdoors, photography, rock climbing, horseback riding, and mountain biking. Bring your camera, bring your binoculars, bring your curiosity. Come someplace where you can really relax and enjoy the natural world.
I'm now several hundred feet higher than Britain's tallest mountain, and with the greatest respect to Ben Nevis, I think the view from here is rather different from what you'll see in Scotland. Now, you could cover one of Nevada's great drives in about half an hour flat, but it's much better to feel the desert beneath your feet. And there's all kinds of trails that radiate from the scenic drive. All you need is a bottle of water and an attractive hat, and off you go. Even though Las Vegas is just an hour away, this is serious desert, and to be safe you need seriously good information. The best guide in the business is Branch Whitney, author of Hiking Las Vegas.
I believe that Red Rock has the best rock scrambling in the country. You know, all these peaks here that look so impossible you can get up to, number one. Number two, the sandstone is good quality. It's not going to break. Sandstone breaks, you could fall and get hurt or possibly die. So sandstone's so great. And three, it's not crowded like Yosemite or Grand Canyon. So once you're in the back country, you have the whole place to yourself. Even in the prime season, which is like October through the winter, once you get off the main trails, all those peaks, you'll never run into anybody. I've been up to every peak at least 10 times, and except for the people in my party, we don't see anybody. So it's a true wilderness experience.
An hour ago, I felt I was in a road movie. Now, I feel as though I'm in a cowboy movie. Apart from the hat, of course. And I haven't got a horse. Lovely, though. From cowboy country to, well, cowboy city. Sadly, I've now got to leave Nevada and especially Las Vegas and try and find my way back to real life. Luckily, this being Vegas, there's an express route. The Flightline Zipwire is the final thrill in a gravity-defying city that takes you to the limit and beyond. I'll soon be back for another flying visit.